Leah Purcell, welcome to News Breakfast.
Thank you.
It's so great to talk to you. Look, the show is stunning. I was really blown away by everything on display here, like the visuals, the script, the acting. What attracted you to High Country when you first read the script?
Well, all of those. I guess the main reason was Marcia Gardner and John Ridley, and they were the creators behind Wentworth. So when we'd finished Wentworth and we were coming out, wrapping up the series, they said, "We've got an idea for you, Leah. Would you be interested?" And I said, "Mate, if you get it up, give us a call." So they did. And of course, you know, knowing that it's in the High Country, that's where I shot Drover's Wife, but in the New South Wales. So I'd fallen in love with that location and was very happy to have a job written for me. It was a lead role that was written. The show was written for me. So I was very humbled. And, of course, who doesn't love a good mystery cop drama?
Yeah, we all do. It's our bread and butter, really. But this one is it's particularly beautiful, as you say, shot on Taungurung country in the High Country on the Victorian side of the border. And I was really struck that the landscape is almost like a character in of itself. Like your character, Andy, when she arrives to this area, she's really struck by sort of the beauty of the landscape, but also the treachery of it, isn't she?
She certainly is. And look, anyone that goes up there, you're absolutely drawn to it, and you know the beauty of it and the danger. And we actually utilise that within the storytelling. So, yeah, the landscape is definitely a character.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was it like to play Andy? Because she's quite subdued. She's quite serious to begin with. You know, she's sort of like a little bit tightly wound at the beginning of the show.
It was great to play her because she is a little bit different from me, so it was nice to pull back, be a little bit more reserved, but she's still she's brilliant at her job, she's fearless, but there's also a vulnerability to her, and that sort of comes through as the show develops and goes on. You know, while she solves the mystery, she's also solving her own identity and where she's at in her journey in life, which also drew me to the script and the story as well.
Well, yeah, on her journey, because she's not as connected with her Indigenous heritage, which I thought was a really nice element to this series, because often we see characters who are very connected to their Aboriginal heritage, but you know, for blackfellas it is a really common story for a lot of us, you know, feeling like, oh, we'd like to know more, but we don't know where to start. And I thought that was really a wonderful part of the show. Was that something that attracted you as well?
Yeah, well, it's totally different. You know, I grew up with my Aboriginal family and only know my Aboriginal family. So for me to play someone totally in reverse, that was a nice challenge to have as well. And I think it's important, and that sort of, I guess it comes back to how important land is to us as a people. Once you find your country, you find family and you find yourself, you know. So that was a beautiful sort of the undercurrent of Andy's personal journey, and that little woven Indigenous element to the show in there is beautiful.
It sounds like you didn't get much sleep on this show because you were producing, you were lead actor on the show, but you were also working as cultural consultant, so you must have been super busy filming High Country.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, it was lovely. Look, I'm 33 years in the industry. I love a challenge, but I also wanted to make sure that this was done right, because as an Indigenous woman in the lead role, there's a lot of responsibility on me, especially when there's an Indigenous story that was woven through from the Taungurung people, and we got permission from the elders. I worked very closely with the Council of Elders there to make sure that the protocols were met with the story, and just to keep them abreast. And they were so proud. And you know, we had an opportunity to place language in, and they were there with us at ADR when we were putting their language in, and it brought tears to their eyes to say this is so important for us to be able to hear language back and on mainstream television.
That's so beautiful for that mob. Well, it feels like this is just such a phenomenal time for your career. As you say, 33 years in the business and no sign of stopping yet, you know, just so many more projects. You must be really enjoying this phase of your career, Leah.
I am actually. Well, to tell you the truth, it was I sort of drew the line in the sand and went, gosh, you know, have I got it in me for another 33 years? And then a role like this comes along with High Country, and just a lot of validation in the last 6 months of where I'm at and what I've done for the industry. And then then an opportunity has come up where next month in May I'm off to LA to learn about show running and pitching. So this is the year sort of education, you know, to be 33 and upskilling. It's empowering.
It is, and you're empowering so many people through your storytelling. Leah Purcell, thanks very much for joining us on News Breakfast.